Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're filming a little video about 3 surprising benefits of fermented foods. So we all know that fermented foods are excellent for maintaining and restoring gut health. You know, they're loaded with probiotics and also prebiotic fiber. But there are a few facts about fermented foods that you may not know, which we want to share to see if we can inspire you to get onto the sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, etc.
So the first surprising benefit that you may not have heard of about fermented foods is that they actually help our body to detoxify. So when we're talking about detoxification, you know, that word gets thrown around quite often and some people are wondering what it actually means.
Or if it's just like a buzzword that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But it does.
Yeah. So our liver is actually responsible for detoxifying and eliminating environmental toxins and pollutants that we come into contact with every single day. And you know, the world that we're living in today is so much more toxic than it ever used to be. You know, we've got car fumes and
paints
and pesticides,
off-gassing furniture in our homes, and also the food that we eat. Even if we're careful to eat organic as much as possible, there's glyphosate in, so it's just everywhere basically. So it's really hard to completely eliminate it, even if you're doing the best job you can at eliminating the inflow.
Yeah, so we want to be doing everything that we possibly can to give our liver a little bit of a helping hand. So one way that you can do that is by introducing ferments into your everyday.
And how they do this is that ferments, for one, they contain organic acids which help our liver in its detoxification process. And in particular, we have glucuronic acid in kombucha. So that supports a pathway in our liver called glucuronidation. So that pathway is responsible for detoxifying a number of pollutants, but also metabolizing certain hormones and clearing them from our system, which is really important as well. You know, many people are dealing with overload of estrogen and things like that, putting their hormones out of balance because their liver is not able to clear their hormones quickly enough. So that is one fact about kombucha. But the other interesting thing is that they've found with kimchi in one study that the fermentation process actually degraded pesticides in the cabbage. So it could even be possible that fermented foods will help to degrade pesticides within your food.
And another little interesting one is that sauerkraut is also rich in a compound called indole-3-carbinol, and this basically helps us to metabolize estrogen. It supports our liver as well. And as we mentioned before, a lot of people are experiencing estrogen dominance these days, so doing things to support estrogen metabolism is really important.
Especially for us women. So our second point, which you may not know about fermented foods, is they're actually a really good source of B vitamins. So in our fermented foods we can find B2, B6 and B12 in particular, which is kind of interesting because normally you think of B12 as really exclusively an animal food source.
Yeah.
So you can actually get a little boost to your B12 levels with fermented foods, and that's really going to help you with energy and also dealing with stress.
And then lastly, our third surprising benefit of fermented foods is that they are packed with antioxidants. So antioxidants, we know they scavenge free radicals and reduce that oxidative damage to our cells. So that's going to prevent, you know, premature aging and wrinkles and things like that. So we want to be eating lots of antioxidants in our diet. So kombucha, for one, is a really rich source of polyphenols, so they are a type of antioxidant. And that's because kombucha is basically a concentrated form of tea.
And we all know that vitamin C is a really powerful antioxidant, which we actually find in high amounts in our sauerkraut, which is intensified by the fermentation process. So that is another reason to get into the sauerkraut. You know, we often also apply vitamin C topically to help with collagen production. So if we're taking it internally, it's helping with that free radical damage as well as contributing to that healthy, plump skin with higher collagen.
So those were our 3 surprising benefits of fermented foods. So we really hope that this has inspired you guys to go out there and start incorporating fermented foods into your everyday.
But before we go, we also wanted to mention that we often get the question about whether or not ferments are enough to help with healing the gut, whether they're strong enough as a probiotic. And the answer to that question is not really straightforward. In all honesty, it depends on the individual and a number of other factors. And we wanted to let you know that the latest webinar that we are running through our blog, so from time to time we run free events through our blog to answer some of these questions in a live format. Our next one is going to be all about probiotics, so it's our Probiotics 101. It's a completely free event and we'll be running a couple of sessions live on the week beginning 7th of August. So we'll leave a link in the description below if you're keen to sign up for that and see us talk live about the details of probiotics, so whether you need to look into ferments or a combination of pills as well, and how we would go about doing that.
So this will really help you as well if you're trying to go out and find a probiotic that's going to work for you. So often it can be a little bit confusing when you're looking through like the dosages and
the CFUs and all the different strains
and things like that. So this will really clarify the whole thing.
So we'll have the link for that below. And if you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments of this video. And if you like this video, please leave it a big thumbs up. It helps our channel a lot. And we'll see you in our next video. Bye guys!